Emperor has been expecting you.
Greetings, Star Travelers. This is Manu Ushanka. The Galactic Empire in the new Star Wars canon is frequently shown as absolute, ruthless, irrevocable, stupid, and apparently absolutely useless evil. And although I'm not a fan of the Galactic Empire myself, we should admit that there were some positive achievements. If you remember, a few months ago, I've made a video on the topic of what the Galactic Empire did better than the Galactic Republic. That video was devoted to the Galactic Empire as a whole, but it is impossible to review such a vast matter without bringing our attention to small details. Yes, the Galactic Empire consisted of millions of planets, and billions more were under its jurisdiction. The size of the Imperial Army, as we know, numbered in tens of trillions. But let's not forget about things of smaller scale. We should talk about the planet named Tatooine, or Tatooine as some people call it, a desert world from the outer rim of the galaxy far, far away. A world which was famous for its absolute lawlessness. Tribes of savage sand people, also known as Tusken Raiders, named after one of their main victims, the Tusken Fort, ran around the deserts of this planet with no restrictions. Even on the streets of multiple towns and cities, one could not feel safe, since even the biggest, and especially the biggest settlements on Tatooine, had lawlessness as a thing that ruled these lands. So every crazy bandit could kill any lawful citizen without any reciprocations whatsoever. But after the Imperial occupation of Tatooine, many things changed. Yes, the presence of the Empire on this desert planet was minimal, since Palpatine didn't want to deal with Hutts, concentrating his efforts on building up military and ideological might of his government on the richest worlds, for example Coruscant, more frequently referred to as Coruscant by the Imperial officials. Nonetheless, those cities on Tatooine that did have the Imperial military presence changed significantly, for the better. For the first time, guardians of law and order took foot on the streets of places like Mos Eisley. Unfortunately, not all of the crimes were solved, not to mention that some of law enforcement officials were outright corrupt, but local crime levels became significantly lower, since obviously not every thug would risk his life committing a crime in front of the eyes of fully armed soldiers. In some settlements, like for example Bastille, the fight against crime was so effective that this city became one of the safest places on Tatooine, and therefore it became an important commercial hub, attracting flows of migrants and financial investments. The industry was developing, the tourists' flow growing, and yes, although on this screenshot the city seems to be small, this is just due to the fact it has been taken from a game, Star Wars Galaxies. As we know, in video games, most of the objects are out of scale. Just look at how they depict Mos Eisley, a city of tens of thousands inhabitants. So, after years of the Galactic Empire presence, Bastille has come to be considered a gem of Imperial policy, a real pearl of Tatooine that attracted visitors from all around the galaxy, having a few tourist attractions, including a museum. And I haven't yet mentioned that the famous Imperial Elite TIE Fighter Squadron, the Storm Squadron, had Bastille as its base of operations. And yes, although in general Tatooine continued to be a backward planet, since it is situated too far away from more advanced worlds, for the first time in their history, the inhabitants of this planet had received the opportunity to climb the galactic ladder, to become better, to feel like citizens of a real state, in contrast to their puny existence as Hutt's pawns. Indeed, we can criticize the Galactic Empire for ages, and I don't really like its political system, because it lacks democracy. And by being authoritarian to the core, it gives countless opportunities to the growth of oligarchy. Yet I think nobody should vilify it. Nobody should attribute exclusively villainous qualities to its supporters, as it, for example, was done in the new canon. By the way, what do you think about this? Feel free to write your opinion in the comment section below. And please, don't forget to leave a like if you have found something new for yourself. Thanks for watching. I will always be glad to meet you in one of my next videos. And as the ancients said, let the force go with you. Always.